Just feeling into your body, feeling into your balance between the right and the left side. Feeling into the flow of your breath. If your breath feels a little ragged or shallow, just noticing all that is right here at the beginning of practice. Any discomfort you're feeling as you're seated. And here in your isolation, generally we're in a room, well, it's been a long time, we're in a room together, we Om together, we share energy together, we feel our breath, we support each other by our presence, but here we are in isolation, together yet apart. And setting an intention for your practice. And I feel all of my intention today is to feel into the boundaries, the restrictions, and the places that we hold tight. And on your next inhale, lengthen tall, and as you exhale, stay as you are. And let's take a full breath in right to the top. Hold it there, lift yourself up, draw the breath right into your upper chest. And exhale through your mouth, maybe noisy exhale. Releasing your shoulders. Inhale fully to the top. Hold the breath, lift out through your belly, take in more air. Exhale. Do one more breath like that, full inhale. Lift up with your breath, take in more air. Smile, pause at the top of the boundaries of the breath, and release. We'll open practice and chant Om together, yet apart 3 times. Inhale. Bow your chin, release your hands to your thighs. Take a full breath in and out as you are. And then lifting your chin and opening your eyes. Okay, let's start in a downward facing dog. And if you feel it's a child's pose to begin, that's totally fine. And if you have your 2 blocks, you might bring them to the front of your mat just so that they're there. And so nice to see you all here. Okay, well, as I move into downward dog, I have my blocks here. I'm going to actually use them for dog. So I'll place the heels of the hands on the ends of the block. My blocks are on the smallest side. And I'm just placing the whole hand, opening the fingers to kind of grip the sides of the blocks with your pinky and your thumb. And then you can press up. You don't have to use the blocks, but what's nice about it is, your legs are longer than your arms for most of us. So it just kind of brings a little bit of a difference in. And I'm just feeling into your body. If you want to start to kind of walk your dog, bend one knee, then the opposite. Go there. And just lifting and lowering both heels a few times, wagging your tail. Good. And we'll release this into a child's pose. And I'm going to keep my hands on the blocks. Still, just pull them back so you can see them. I'm just gonna adjust my camera a little bit. Good. Releasing yourself. So if you have your hands on the blocks, and the head kind of drops in between the arms, and the arms are lifted, get a little bit longer through the sides of the body just by elevating your hands onto the blocks. And just being with your breath, and again, just feeling into your child's pose, any place that's talking to you. And let's take one more breath in and out. Good. We come up to hands and knees. And I'm going to keep the knees separated. Just walk your feet as wide as your knees. Tuck your toes under. I'm just going to walk the hands back, and we're just going to come up to a little bit of a squat here. You just lift your knees up and might even drop back and let your head go if this works for you. Otherwise, be wherever you need to be. So again, I'm just stretching. Feel free to rock a little bit front to back. It's kind of opening up your calves and the soles of your feet. Back. Breathing. Good. And then walking yourself back down into your hands and your knees. I'm just going to keep my hands on the floor here. Bring your knees to touch, big toes to touch. Let's extend the right leg straight back with the toes tucked under. I have the left toes tucked under. I'm just going to walk my hands back and just lift that left knee up off the floor to press the right heel towards the floor. And see if you can lift your tush or your tailbone. And then take your gaze forward. Good. And then release. So set the left knee down. Walk your hands back out. Bring the right knee down. So the knees are touching, toes are touching. Extend the left leg, toes tucked under. Walk your hands back. Lift the right knee up. Drop that left heel. And breathe. And then you see, can you lift your tush, your tailbone? Take your gaze forward. I think this is like a runner's stance, right? Where you start, maybe, I don't know. I never was a runner. Breathe. Good. And then come down. Walk your hands back out. Bring the knees together. Knees touching, toes touching. Pardon me. Extend the right leg out. And this time we're going to lift the right leg up. So get your hands nice and strong, arms strong, belly in. Lift the right leg up, but the toes are pointing down. Press out through your heel. Good. Extend the left arm. And just be here. Breathe. Draw the belly in. And exhale, we're going to set the left hand down, keep the right leg lifted, cross the right leg all the way to the left. You can even look at it. Put the toes down on the floor, and then press that heel towards the floor as you're crescenting your body to the left. Good. Okay, notice if your shoulders are kind of sinking. Lift up. Good. Okay, bring your head back to center, draw your belly in, lift the right leg. We're going to take the right leg out to the right side. And you might keep it lifted for a moment and then set it down. Good. Keep the left hand on the floor, reach the right arm up. And just open yourself here. Breathe. Feel the right foot pressing into the earth. Good. And then release the right hand down. Now the left toes are tucked under. We're going to walk back, and you're going to come back into this little squat we did. I'm going to lift the right toes up. So I'm on the balls of the foot of the left foot. So I know you can't see, knee up. And then I'm just going to move this right foot in and out a few times. Just rolling the foot. Okay. Okay, and then come on back to your knees. So the foot down. I'm going to lift that leg up again. So nice and strong in your arms. Draw the belly in, lift up. And then sweep it back. Keep it lifted. Extend the left arm. Breathe. Good. Take both hands down. Put the right foot down right behind you. Walk your hands back. Lift the left knee. And this time I'm going to walk my hands until my legs are like, you know, both feet are on the floor. Legs might be bent. And breathe. You can stick your butt back a little bit. If your knees are bent, it'll be easier. Good. And then walk it back. Set the left knee down. Bring the right knee in. Good. Both hands on the floor. Okay, knees touching, feet touching. Extend the left leg straight behind you. Yes. Anchor your hands, draw your belly in, lift the left leg up. Keep the toes pointing down. Take the right arm, stretch it straight. And breathe. Good, put the right hand down. Now cross this left leg all the way over to the right. You can look at it. Press the heel down. Press your arms, don't let yourself sink. So lift your heart. Breathe. And even send your hips a little bit to the left. Good, and then come back with your head, lift the leg up, bring it up, and then all the way over to the left. You can keep it lifted. Breathe. And then you can set the foot down. Yes. Walk your hands back. You're going to come up onto the balls of the foot of the right leg, and then just move your left foot now, like it's just waving a couple times. Good. Okay, and then we're going to come back to hands and knees. Lift the left leg up. Good. Send it back behind you. Find your balance. Lift the right arm. Breathe. And then release. Both knees down. Good. I'm going to put my hands back on the blocks. We're going to take downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Walk your feet as wide as your mat. Turn your heels out. Lift the heels high. Bend the knees. And now stick your butt back. And then you can even look forward. Anchor your hands. Breathe. Okay. Okay, release down into child's pose. Maybe you keep your hands on the blocks or not. Take a few moments to integrate, to feel, to breathe, to notice. Good. One more breath in. One out. Good. I'm going to come back to hands and knees. I'm going to keep my hands on the blocks. Tuck your toes under. Take your downward dog. And then you're going to walk your feet forward towards the front of your mat. And they might even be a little bit behind your hands. If you have blocks, you can turn them onto their highest height. Yeah. And then exhale and drop into your forward fold. And it's the beginning of class, so bend your knees, send the weight back, move in your forward fold, feel your breath. Hello to the backs of your legs, any place that's talking to you. So we're going to take halfway forward fold, and we're going to just hang out there and breathe. So if your hands are on the highest height of your blocks, you're going to anchor into the hands to lift yourself up. Legs can be straight or bent. Draw your belly in, take your gaze forward, lift your heart, and breathe. Pardon my coughing. Allergies and whatever else. It's all good. Good, I'm going to lift my toes up here. Breathe. Anchor your feet. And take one more breath. And then roll yourself down into your forward fold. And keep my hands on the blocks. Good. Okay, anchor your hands into the blocks. Come back up to the halfway. So you lift your heart, lift your belly. I'm going to step the left foot between the blocks. And the right foot all the way to the back. Yes. And then we'll just be here. You can wiggle your leg back. You're in your lunge. It's really about the back leg. So press out through the heel. Draw your belly in. Maybe you take your hands to your hips and rise up in your balance. Squeeze the thighs. Good. And then maybe reach up nice and high. Breathe. Press out through the back thigh. And then exhale, hands back to your blocks. And I'm just going to straighten both legs. You can hop the back leg in a little bit if you like. Straighten both legs. Pull the left hip back. And I'm still in this halfway. So my heart is lifted, belly in, looking forward. Feel your feet. Smile into your own discomfort. Good. Okay, and then one step. You're going to bend the front knee and step the back foot forward. So both feet are together. Inhale and exhale, fold. So it might be a little bit, you might be stepped a little bit more forward than you were before. Bend your knees, release your breath. Take one more breath here. And then with your hands, if they're on the blocks, you anchor down to lift your head, your heart, the back of your head, belly in, and then step the left foot all the way to the back. You can wiggle it, find your balance, squeeze your thighs, use your belly. Remember, it's about the back leg. Once you feel stable, take your hands to your hips. Breathe in your warrior one stance. If you want to lift the arms, go for it. Nice and strong everywhere. Smile. Good. Nice, and then release. Then we're going to step back to downward dog. So you might turn your blocks down or ditch them altogether if you like. Step back. Breathe. So you can lift your tail. Okay, from here, I'm going to bring the big toes to touch. We're going to step that left foot all the way forward. So bring it right between your blocks or grab it and pull it. Drop your right foot like it's hot, is what I say. So turn the heel towards the left, foot is flat. Yes. Okay, keep your left hand on the block. Even lean a little bit to the left with your hips. Then extend the right arm straight out. And just be in that right leg, right hand. Feel the left foot. We're going to come all the way up. So you just windmill yourself, lift the right arm up. Come up, both arms out. Good. Inhale, you can straighten your legs. And exhale, bend into that left knee. Warrior two. Open the knee out. Inhale, straighten, maybe lift the arms up. And exhale, open the arms back out, warrior two. Let's do that one more time. Exhale. Be here. Turn your gaze forward. Send the weight more into the right leg. And then we're going to windmill the hands all the way down and step back into downward facing dog. So you lift the back heel, step back, and breathe. Good. Big toes touch. Okay, now the right leg is going to come forward. So take your gaze forward, draw your belly in, step it through, or grab it and pull it. And then turn your back foot so it's flat. Feel the right hand on the block and even send your weight a little bit to the right. So your hips shift a little bit over. Then the left hand can come up. You can reach it. Feel left foot, left hand connection. And then windmill yourself. So you lift the hand up, come all the way up. Good. And we're just going to breathe 3 times. So as you inhale, you lift the arms, straighten the legs. Exhale, warrior two. Do that 2 more times. Good. And then you settle in. Send the weight more into the back legs, like that Left arm is pulling back. Take your gaze forward. Breathe. And windmill the hands all the way down. Good. We're going to step back, downward facing dog. You might even walk your feet as wide as your mat. Breathe. Good. And then lift your heels. Okay, the feet are wide. You're going to pigeon toe or bring your knees to touch and then bring them down to the floor. Tops of the feet down. Send yourself back. And if this is no good, bring the big toes to touch. Breathe here to this modified child's pose. And you, if it doesn't work for you, make it work. It's all good. Good. You take one more breath here. And feel your hands come up. Tuck your toes. You can bring your toes together. And then come up, downward dog. So the big toes are touching. And we're going to step the left foot between the hands or between your blocks. So however you need to do that. Okay, we're going to put the right knee down on the floor. So if you need a blanket or something, find it. And then you have that back knee down. We're in lunge. You're going to squeeze the thighs together. Draw your belly in. Maybe hands come onto the hips so the weight comes back. So you can be in alignment from the crown of your head to your right knee. Reach your arms up. And as you exhale, you can bend more into that left knee. Take it forward. Inhale, come back. And exhale, come forward. Let's do that one more time. Good. Okay, this time when you come forward, take your hands down. Hopefully your blocks are here. And you can put your blocks on the highest height. I'm just going to turn myself so I'm facing you. Yeah. Then from here, I'm going to open my heart. Push into the block. Straighten the leg. Yeah, and now as you straighten it, you can take the blocks back or maybe they go forward. We're going to lift the sole of the foot up. I'm going to take my tush back. Breathe. Yeah. Okay, notice what your left foot is doing. See if you can bring it so the toes are pointing up. Okay, so nice and long from the tail to the crown of the head. Good. I'm going to start to walk it forward into a forward fold. So you do whatever's right. We're going to take 3 more breaths here. So I'm just going to walk my hands forward. I know I can ditch the blocks and just be here and tush back. Breathe. Toes pointing to the sky. Good. Okay, and then we're going to come back to bent knee lunge. So you might even pull the left foot back. Come back. Find your blocks. Yes. Okay. I'm going to tuck the back toes under, and I'm going to come up to lunge. And I'm going to challenge myself by taking the hands onto the hips first, but you can keep holding your blocks if you like. So I hold on. I'm going to lift the back knee. Come up to lunge. Reach up if that works. Breathe, and we're going to take it to twist. So the right hand's going to come down. Left arm's going to stay lifted. Breathe. Good. And then release. I'm going to step back again, downward dog. So I'm going to put my blocks on the lowest height. Step back. Breathe. Good. Okay. Then from here, I'm going to lift the heels, bring the knees to touch, lower them down to the floor. Good. Now we're going to step the right foot between the hands. So, however you need to do that. Okay, I'm going to put my blocks back on the highest height. And then we're just going to move front to back a few times. Now, you can stay on your blocks. You want to come off. I can't remember what we did before. Yeah, we were still on the blocks. Good. Okay, come forward into lunge. Adjust what you need to. Lift your heart, breathe, and then straighten the front leg. So you take the hips back. So I still have the knee on the floor. Yeah, you can walk your blocks back depending on, whatever is happening. Breathe. Okay, and then I'm gonna move it into a forward fold. So if this works, you go within your own boundaries. This is where the greatest transformation occurs. So breathing, notice the right toes. They're turning out, see if you can bring them up. That's gonna work the inner thigh muscles, lengthening and awareness. Nice. And then you can come back upright, and we're gonna come back into bent knee. So I can pull the right foot back, put it down. Okay. Now we're gonna lift that left knee. So you might take your hands to your hips or stay on your blocks. Lift up, woo. Find yourself here. You can reach up, breathe, and then we're gonna take the left hand down, right arm in the air into this little twist. Breathe. Good. Okay, both hands down. That's it, beautiful. Okay, we're gonna step back, downward dog. So you might put your blocks down low. I'm just gonna bring myself back to my mat. Okay, we're gonna take this for wide-legged. So bring the big toes to touch. Okay, I'm gonna lift my left leg, but you do whichever one you need to face the side you need to face. So I'm gonna lift my left leg up, be here, breathe, and then step the left foot to that space between your hands as best as you can. Then I take both blocks to the inside of this left foot, drop the right foot down like we did before, walk your blocks to center and turn both feet. Then your blocks can go any height here. Yes. Inhale. Be in this halfway. So your legs are wide. You're facing the side of your mat. You're gonna try and lift your tush, lift your belly, lift your heart. Feel into your feet. Good, and then we're gonna fold. So put the blocks down on their lowest height. Now I can bring my forearms here quite comfortably. You don't have to, and you can do that on the highest height too. You can have your forearms resting. Drop your head, be with your breath. Press the thighs back, tush back. If you want to lift your toes for extra feet, do that. Soften the back of your head, your jaw. Let your heads drop. Mine's lifting just so you can hear me, but let your head drop. Breathe. Good. Yes. Good. And then come back up halfway. So hands to the blocks. And I'm going to turn my right foot about 30 degrees. And then I'm going to bend into that like a little bit of a lunge. Walk your hands over. Yeah. And then you can be here. But if you can lift, maybe you can lift the heel of the right leg, lift the toes. Oh wait, did I do that wrong? No, that's, well, I'm coming down to this. So I've got the sole of the foot down and I've lifted the left. And you can breathe here, be wherever you need to be. And then we're just gonna come up and walk ourselves over to the other side. So you can take your blocks, turn your toes, lift the right foot, maybe the left heel lifts or not. Mine can stay on the floor, but you do whatever you need to do here. You might be able to be here. Breathe. Okay, and then we're gonna do, yeah, beautiful. And then we're gonna do it again on the second side. So you're just gonna walk yourself through, take your blocks, turn your feet, lower down to wherever you go. This time I have the heel lifted. Might put it down. All good. Okay, now I'm gonna go second side. I'm gonna try not to use anything. It's challenging. Oh, yes, you guys. Yes. Good. Okay, then we're gonna come to center. So you might use your hands, all fine. Okay, heel till your feet in. Turn the toes out, hands, elbows resting on your thighs. Drop down into this like wide squat. Breathe. Good, and then take your hands down to the floor. Now I'm gonna come to Verasana. So I'm gonna take my blocks, put the one on top of the other, walk the hands forward, lift your heels, knees together. Knees come down, then the feet go either side of the block here. Take your hands, iron out your calves, find your sit. So I can take one block out, be wherever you need to be. Woo. It's hot in here, breathe. Good. Okay, if it feels tight, you can even lift your kneecaps up a little bit. You might take your hands and massage your feet. Should feel good. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna take twist in this shape. If it's no good for you, you just come and sit anyway. What I'm gonna do is take the right hand down to the right, step the right foot flat, and then come back. So you see how this is. If it's no good, you know, you might just bring the foot in and be here. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the right hand down, lift the left arm. Now I'm gonna turn to the right, bring the elbow inside the knee, and twist. Okay, now I wanna feel that I'm opening the left knee with my left elbow. And I'm turning as much as I can to the right. You can lift your left toes, anchor the foot. Good, and then release. Okay, from here, I'm not gonna just change sides. I'm gonna take the hands down, lift up, tuck the right toes, and come back to this, like one foot in front, one foot back. You can grab your blocks. I'm on the pads of my fingers. I'm gonna send it back. Now I'm just gonna change feet. So I'll step the right foot where the left foot is, or like in line with it. Step the left foot back, so behind the block. Take a moment here, pull the right hip, breathe. This pyramid pose. And then we're gonna lower the left knee down. You might take the left hand and kind of move the calf out, put the foot flat, and adjust yourself. So you take your time, find this sit, Hanumanasana. Okay, take your time, breathe. Once you're in it, smile into anything you're feeling, adjust your height if you need to, and then we'll take the left hand down behind you. You can be on a block, reach the right arm up, turn to the left, bring the right elbow to the inside of the knee. And then you anchor elbow and knee, anchor the right foot, breathe in your twist. Good. Good. Take one more breath. And then release. Come forward. Okay, from here, I'm gonna lift up again, and then we're gonna do standing splits. So you might bring, you know, if you have a block, or you can even take the block you're sitting on in front. But you'll just take the hands down, lift up into that same pyramid pose we did already. So one foot, right foot forward, left foot back. You wanna grab your block and bring it in front. And then we're gonna shift the weight onto the right foot, lift the left leg up. Then you can lift it up as high as it's gonna go. Maybe you fold down. Okay, if you feel balanced, you can take the right hand off the floor. Maybe you can grab behind the right calf. You can pull yourself towards that leg. Everything engaged. Smiling into whatever you're doing. And then we're just gonna switch. So take the right hand down, left leg down, and then lift the right leg in the air. Be here, fold forward if you can. And you can take the left hand off the floor. Maybe it grabs behind the calf. And you pull yourself towards that leg. Good. And then we're gonna come back to forward fold. So you're welcome to grab your blocks, drop in, breathe. Good. Okay, we're gonna come to downward facing dog. I'm gonna ditch the blocks here. Just move them off to the side. Downward dog. And we're gonna come forward into plank. And put your knees on the floor if you like. Keep them lifted. Feel you're moving into the back body, the heart, the belly, the head. Breathe, and then lower yourself all the way onto your tummy. Then we'll take some rest here, palm over palm. Rest your head, feel your breath. Feel the vibrational energy, the opening of boundaries. And that even the phoenix rising up within you, the fire, if you're sweating like I am, no, fires of transformation. Good. And take one more breath in. Breathe out. Good. And then bring your hands to cobra position and just rock yourself side to side. So you can bring your legs together. Tops of the feet on the floor. You can keep the knees on the floor. Bend your right leg and circle your ankle. You can even lift your head, your heart if you wish. Here. And circle the ankle the opposite way. And then we're just going to twist it over. So you can point your right foot, anchor the top of the left foot, lift the right thigh, and roll yourself over to the left side. You can turn your head from underneath to look at your left shoulder if that's there. And then come back down, knees together, tops of the feet down. Okay, bend your left leg, maybe you lift your head and your heart, circle the ankle, breathe, smile, and circle the opposite way. And anchoring the top of the right foot, point the left leg, lift the left thigh, and roll over to the right. You can turn your head from underneath to look at your right shoulder. Breathe. And release. Good, come back. Let's widen the legs apart, tops of the feet on the floor, and just rock your hips side to side a few times. Good. Okay, now anchor the tops of the feet, hands are still underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers, lift your shoulders, lift your belly, and curl up into cobra, however you like to go. If you like to go high, that's fine, just shoulders back, you can bend the elbows, anchor into the heels of your hands. Breathe. Nice and strong through your legs. Good. Exhale and lower. We're going to come right back up. So inhale, exhale, and anchor your feet, your hands, lift from your shoulders, and then we're just going to start to turn. So you just turn side to side. So this could be low. Feel whatever is happening. Good. Nice. And then lower yourself down. Bring your hands underneath your head. Maybe switch palm over palm. Take a moment of rest and breathe. Then, okay. I'm going to keep the legs wide. Keep your knees on the floor. Just bend your knees so the feet are pointing towards or facing the ceiling. Flex your feet. And then take your arms down by your sides. You can lift them up off the floor like you're flying, palms facing the body. Stretch your fingers. Now reach for your legs. You don't have to touch them. Lift your head and your heart. Be here. Your thighs might lift up off the floor. So I'm not touching my feet. I'm just reaching and breathing. And now as you release, back to the hands down. Let's put the right cheek on the floor. Bring your toes to your feet to touch. If that's too much to put the right cheek, put an arm underneath or whatever you need to do. Okay, so we're going to repeat that. If you would like to grab hold of your heels, your ankles, I guess not really heels, it's ankles or tops of the feet, then go for that. Otherwise, just do what we just did. Whatever you're doing, the feet are flexed. You feel the shoulders lift, back of the head lift. And if you've got the feet, you just push back, come up into your Verasana, upward bow. Breathe. Or you're reaching, it's all fine. Take one more breath. And then release, backs of the hands to the floor. Right cheek to the floor. And breathe. Okay, take one more breath. And bring your head back to center. Your hands are going to come into cobra. Yeah, I'm going to keep the knees wide and then put the feet, tuck the toes under. So my legs are extended, toes tucked under. We're going to come back to that little squat we did at the very beginning. So you lift yourself up, knees still on the floor, but you're going to walk your hands back, lift the knees up, and then curl in here. So I start to invite the heels to the floor. My hands are walking forward. If this is no good, do child's pose, all fine. Just want to release the back. Breathe here. Good. Okay, so I'm at the back of my mat. I'm assuming you are too. I want to take my feet to the middle of the mat, and so I'm just going to do a little hop here. So I feel my hands. I take the gaze forward. Hop your feet like a little froggy. And okay, now I'm going to come to sit. But you can hang out and squat for a moment if this works for you. You can lift your toes, be here, breathe. And then to come to sit down, if you have your block handy, you kind of counterbalance yourself. And that might take you down nice and easy. Whatever it is, once you're here, you're going to just stretch your legs out, open your heart, you move your feet around. Good. Okay, we're going to take upward bow. So that is hands down, and you could even put your hands on block. I'm just going to show you the pose so you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to open, I feel my heels, I lift up, maybe the feet come down, maybe not. It could also be this. So whichever one works for you. Okay, if you want to take the arms out, I'll show you with the blocks. Again, it just gives you extra height. I just lift up. See if you can get the feet to come down to the floor. Take 2 breaths, whatever you're doing. And then lower down. Good. Okay, I'm going to just bend the knees. Take this windshield wiper a few times. So good. Good. Okay. And we're going to come up to sitting and have the right leg extended. Left leg in. So sit on something, use your props as you do underneath your knee, underneath your extended leg knee. And move your tushy step out of the way. We're going to take twists from here. I'm just going to lengthen. Move your awareness to the back, heart back, belly back, back of the head back. Keep your left hand on the floor, reach the right arm up. And then you can turn to the left, bring that right hand down to the knee. And turn yourself here. Now feel the left foot. See if you can make it like it's a tree pose. So you're anchoring the baby toe edge into the floor and the inner edge of the foot is pressing into that thigh. What's your right foot doing? Where's your breath? And inhale and exhale and release. Right hand down, reach the left arm. Now turn to the right leg. And as you turn, you might even pull back. And then exhale, release into your version of forward fold here. Release your breath. Release your expectations. Release your boundaries. Embrace your isolation. Hear the sound of your own breath. And notice anything that's coming up. Good. We'll stay here, take one breath in, release. We're going to take this into a side bend to the right. So I'm going to keep the right hand on the floor, and you're just going to take the left arm, and you're just going to circle it, like it's going to come over your head. And then we're in this like side bend here. And just reach it. You can even use the right hand to push down so you crescent more to the left. And then inhale, come up. Let's lift both arms and fold down right in between your legs. Just take your hands down, walk yourself out here, and let your head go if that feels good. And remember when you're on blocks, if you use blocks for your hands for downward dog, there's this lift that happens. So just see, can you lift up through the sides of your waist? And that might enable you to drop in more deeply. Good. And then you can walk your hands back, come up. Good. Okay, bring the soles of the feet together. Give your feet some love. If you have using props underneath your knees, switch them. Good. Okay, and then we'll keep the right leg in and extend the left leg out. Yes. Take a moment to adjust. Two sides are different. Feel wherever you are. Breathe into your stillness, into your place, your boundaries, your isolation, and your invitation for transmutation. Keep the right hand down. Let's reach the left arm up. And then you're going to turn to the right, bring the left hand down. Maybe it's going to go onto the knee. If that's too much, just put it in front. And then start to turn yourself. Okay, now I find this right foot, and I try to anchor it into the left thigh like a tree pose. What's your left foot doing? You've been taking the awareness to the back body. So the heart back, belly back, back of the head back. Good. Inhale. And exhale, release. So the left hand's going to come down and the right arm's going to lift. Then you turn yourself to the left leg. Let it come in if it wants to. And then release yourself into your version of forward fold here. Breathing into whatever's happening, embracing and loving it all. Good. Okay, and I'm going to walk the left hand out to a place where I can start to take this right arm up and over, so I'm in the side bend. I anchor the left hand, move the ribs to the right, breathe. Good. And then we're going to come up. Both arms are going to lift. If you need to put your hands on the floor because of your back, do that. Otherwise, reach up, anchor your left heel, and offer this into whatever it is. You come into this forward fold with love, with acceptance, releasing. Okay, again, I'm going to lift my arms up so the shoulders almost come up, and then see if that gives me more room to walk in, to breathe, to be, to feel and receive whatever's being offered. Just by flexing your left foot, you're going to get a little bit more into that back of the leg. Take one more breath. And we're going to rise up, and you might walk your hands back, or if you use the belly and everything, then you can lift up and release your hands down. Bring the soles of the feet together, maybe props underneath each knee. Rub your feet, and we'll do one last forward fold here in Baddha Konasana. So, you guys know how to do all this. So you prop up as you need to. Okay, maybe the feet walk away. I'm going to come forward. If you want to go into turtle pose, that's totally fine too. So hands inside and walk them underneath. So whatever works, even just extending the arms in front of you, folding down, bringing your hands underneath your calves. Maybe it's just the hands, maybe it's the forearms. And just dropping in with your eyes closed. Feel the release of everything you've done. And here, this pose, turtle pose, when we think about isolation, a turtle is completely isolated. Even if it's amongst other turtles, its insides never get touched. It's protected. Boundaries, isolation. Just feeling yourself here in your shell. Feeling the flow of your breath. Softening through your head, crown of the head. And then very gently you can walk yourself up out of this and feel like we're going to bust out of the shell here. So I'm going to adjust how I'm sitting. Remember this, guys? You hold on to the feet and then you can lift up. Or you can even just do one at a time. You know, it's all fine. Just play with your own balance. There's that lift of the heart that has to happen. You can lift up, and if you fall, you just go, okay. This is how we bust out and experience. It's all good. Take one more breath wherever you are here. And then we can release. And let's just sit for a moment before we move into Shavasana. Just take like 3 breaths of just sitting and feel your energy exploding and opening and your heart beating. And staying in that place of sacred space, bring your hands together, bow your chin. And then from here, you'll release your hands, open your eyes maybe halfway, and you can set yourself up for a sweet Shavasana rest. So something underneath your head, even the tops of your shoulders could be really nice. And then a support for your legs. I don't have a bolster here, so I'm just going to use this blanket just to create a little support for my feet. There we go. And if you like to cover yourself, you do that. An eye pillow, invite that in. And you know, the greatest transformation happens right here when we start to feel the energy, what we've done. Feel the great rest at the end of your practice. And releasing yourself into this state of rest. As the great observer of your practice, of yourself, of your experience. Even imagining yourself observing yourself as you lie here. And as you come down, if your back feels tight, you want to hug your knees into your chest for a little bit. Rock your knees side to side. Do that. Even placing the feet on the floor, windshield wipering a few times might release that for you. You can take the first few moments to just assess and offer yourself what you need. And then we'll just drop in. Just releasing your back body as much as you can. Just really receiving the support of the floor beneath you. As you let go of any tension that's keeping you from meeting the earth. Staying in your rest, tuning into the flow of your breath without changing it. Just notice how it is. And feeling that your exhalation is that invitation to drop in more deeply. Feel yourself release any boundaries. Merge with the floor. Release yourself into your heaviness. And just feeling into the sensations of the body and the floor. And choosing to stay lying here for longer. Or else just gently begin the journey to your fetal positions, enjoying this process of gently awakening yourself. And if your back feels a little tight, you want to hug your knees in before you move in to your fetal position, and just take a few moments to do that. And Whenever you get to the fetal position, just hanging out for 2 or 3 breaths. And then either staying in your rest or coming up to seated, whichever one. I honor what you choose. And when we do come upright, we're just going to take mudra. So right hand will come to your heart, and the left hand will just rest face up on the left thigh or left knee. We'll circle the thumb and the index finger. So you can do this still lying down, it's all fine. Just taking a moment to feel the heart space beneath the hand. And there's that inner turtle, the inner part of you connect with, and you take time to feel your breath, to move consciously, be with your heartbeat. Just take a few breaths here. You can bow your chin if you like. Just feeling your breath in and out through your nose, or maybe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Softening your eyes. From here, my friends, you can release the mudra on your left hand. Take the right hand down to hold the left on that left knee. So you're crossing yourself. And you hold the hands together here. And this great reminder, in your isolation, you have yourself. Your best friend, your lifelong partner. And then you lift the left hand up and bring the hands to the heart, and move into Anjali Mudra with the palms together, even cross them over your heart if you wish. And then once you're here, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bow your chin, feel your breath on your hands, and honoring the work you've done, the presence you brought, the participation you brought. Just feeling boundaries open into that clear flow. Even feeling the powers of transformation and transmutation that will follow at the end of this practice, maybe in an hour, maybe in 5 minutes, maybe at the end of your day. And into all of that, as you inhale, lengthen yourself tall, lift your chin, and exhale as you are. And we'll join together and apart in our May We Be Blessed mantra. Inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy. May we be happy. And we'll seal that with one Om. Inhale. Bow your chin, Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Namaste. Inhale and exhale into your hands. Hold your breath there, lift your chin, open your eyes. Namaste, my friends. I offer you everything I hold, everything in my heart, and I take all that you offer, and put it into my tea, and drink it up. There we go. Thank you so much for being here and playing yoga with me. I love you. I honor you. I see you. Yes, thank you so much, you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste. I'll see some of you on Thursday. Yes. Have fun, guys. Thank you.